In this demo, we're going to take a look at the testmodeler.io integration with Tricentis Tosca. Accelerate and drive quality test automation to Tosca. TestModeler is a collaboration tool for driving quality throughout the software development lifecycle. There are many accelerators to get started with TestModeler from existing assets you have in your organization. Once you've created a model, you can push the perfect test suite out into your test case management tools. You can also link in any test data from external data sources that you may have. What you can also do in TestModeler is import your Tricentis Tosca modules and export automation scripts automatically into Tosca. Okay, so we're inside Tosca here, and what you'll see is that we've got some modules that we have created for different components of our application. In this demo, we're going to specifically focus on a login screen. So we've got a few different actions here, like enter username, password, go to the URL, click login, assert the login error. And under these modules, we've also got some inputs that we can use to parameterize the actions that we're going to call. Now within TestModeler, we have a connector into Tricentis Tosca, where you can give your workspace file and your details, and that basically sets up the connection and lets TestModeler know all about your Tosca environment. Now, once you're ready, what you can do is you can come into TestModeler and you can import all of the modules that you have and synchronize them into TestModeler. So we're going to come in here and we're going to do an import from Tricentis, and we'll select our Tosca connector here and hit the import button. Now our task here is complete. If we come back into our models folder, what you'll see is that we now have those modules that have been synchronized from Tosca, the enter username, the enter password, the click login, and the assertion here. We've synchronized our action packs from Tosca. Now we have our actions. What we can do is come in and create a model. We're going to create a model for our login process. So we'll open that up, and this is where we enter our model editor, where we can very quickly design and create test cases. So we're going to add a start block here, and then we're going to navigate to the modules that we just imported. Now the first thing we need to do on the login page is actually go to the page itself. We then need to enter a username. We'll then enter a password. And finally here we'll click the login button. Now if we go through the topmost route here, where everything we enter is valid, a valid username and a valid password, and we click login, we should end up successful. If we enter some bad data here and we click the login button, then we want to assert that we end up with an error message. So we'll add that one in and we'll connect it up. So if we go through and we enter the negative data, that is where we will end up in some kind of error state. Now what we've effectively done here is very quickly we have built out a model which represents how our login screen works and operates when we end up successfully logged in and when we end up in some kind of error as part of our authentication process. Once we've got this model, we can do a generate to generate the perfect test suite. We could push these tests out into any test case management tool you have in your organization. But here what we're going to do is select to do a generate. Back into Tosca, we'll select our Tosca connector and we'll hit execute here to perform the export process. Now our task here is complete. If we come back into Tosca and we take a look at our test cases, what we'll see is that we've got a new test case folder here, login. We've got the 3 scenarios that we built in TestModeler, and if we take a look at these, you'll see the different steps that they're going through and the different assertions. And if we take a look in here, you'll see the different values that have come down with different test data from TestModeler and embedded inside Tosca here. So that's how you can very quickly go from some modules in Tosca to designing a rigorous model of your application and then pushing out coverage focused test cases very quickly inside Tosca instead of going through and entering these manually and creating many different lists. Thanks for watching this video. Visit testmodeler.io to start your free trial today.